I have been tracking RLUSD since its launch, and the main reason why is because I want to keep a close eye on not only the release of RLUSD, but also the transfer volume around the stablecoin. Now, right now, in the last 30 days, we're down about 4.39% on transfer volume, but we're still well over $1 billion, and we're closing in on $1.5 billion, which we love to see. Now, obviously, a few things are down around like active addresses or so, but that's not really the big focus. I'm actually more so focused on the market exposure to RLUSD and the moves being made around Ripple to support RLUSD in specific markets, but also even expand access to institutional players, which is exactly what we're going to be focusing on in this video. So let's dive on in and let's start off with a few things. Number one, let's talk about the big news, which was the fact that Ripple USD is now a recognized crypto token under the DFSA's regime in Dubai. RLUSD is enterprise grade, compliant, built for real utility, another milestone as we expand our footprint in the DIFC and across the UAE. And over here, we do also have, this is back in the middle of May, where we have on the left side, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is Monica Long. We have here that at the Dubai FinTech Summit, major players met with global finance industry leaders participating in the Dubai FinTech Summit 2025. The meeting explored opportunities for collaboration in expanding digital payment infrastructure and accelerating innovation across the financial ecosystem. And of course, what better way to do this than with Ripple? And that's exactly why we are now starting to see a lot of major moves happening around Dubai and even in the UAE. And we have over here, by the way, because we're going to go in depth into this license here in a second, but we have with a fresh DFSA license, Ripple is now set to power cross-border payments in the UAE, tapping into a $400 billion market. Ripple's already serving 20% of its customer base from the Middle East. Our president, Monica Long, had the honor of meeting with His Highness at the Dubai FinTech Summit. We continue to be impressed with the leadership demonstrated by Dubai as it establishes itself as one of the world's leading hubs for digital assets. And yeah, listen, this is a huge milestone. We are starting to see not only Ripple, but products that Ripple is, launching, like RLUSD, continuing to make massive amounts of moves and traction in the world of finance. And of course, yes, this does support XRP and the XRPL, and I'm very excited about this. I think that this is really kind of on par with the original view from Ripple employees saying that, RLUSD is going to be a top 5 stablecoin by the end of this year. These are the types of moves that actually make that possible. Now, on top of that, Monica Long did say, big milestone, RLUSD is now recognized under Dubai's world-class DFSA regime, meaning it can be fully integrated into Ripple payments and utilized by any other DFSA licensed firms in the DIFC. So let's go and look at the official announcement. So here we actually have the announcement on June 3rd. They do talk a little bit about, Ripple and how they are a leader in enterprise blockchain. RLUSD, its stablecoin, has been approved as a recognized crypto token by the Dubai Financial Services Authority for use within the Dubai International Financial Center. Now, when we think about this, okay, this is just another big step to make sure that RLUSD is 100% compliant and fully approved to be tapped in a big way. This also, right, goes hand in hand with the New York Department of Financial Services approval, which is huge. Having that trust company charter by the New York Department of Financial Services is a massive step above every other stablecoin issuer in the space, including Circle. Now, we have a few quotes down here. Number one, the DFSA's approval of RLUSD is proof of our commitment to building a stablecoin that meets the highest standards of trust, transparency, and utility. With regulation first, design and enterprise-grade features, RLUSD is uniquely positioned to drive institutional use of blockchain technology across global markets, starting with cross-border payments. This recognition allows Ripple to integrate RLUSD into the DFSA licensed flagship payment solution, combining the stability of a trusted digital dollar with a scalable blockchain-based infrastructure and Ripple's extensive global payout network. Unlike stablecoins geared primarily towards retail users, RLUSD has been purpose-built for a global enterprise utility, particularly in improving the speed, cost, and efficiency of cross-border payments. And by the way, this means that almost 7,000 firms that are active in the DIFC licensed region could now have exposure to RLUSD. The approval also enables other DFSA licensed firms in the fast-growing DIFC to incorporate RLUSD into their virtual asset services. With almost 7,000 firms active at the end of 2024, this further supports the integration of high-quality stablecoins into Dubai's burgeoning digital assets and fintech ecosystem. And by the way, stablecoin adoption in the UAE is accelerating. According to market data, 2024 saw a 55% year-on-year increase in stablecoin transactions in the region, signaling a strong demand for blockchain solutions that address the inefficiencies of traditional payment rails. With a $400 billion plus market for international trade and one of the world's most progressive regulatory frameworks for digital assets, the UAE is well positioned to become a global hub for stablecoin innovation and utility. The UAE continues to set a global benchmark for forward-thinking digital asset regulation and innovation. The DFSA's approval of RLUSD is yet another step forward for Ripple's operations in the region, and we're seeing huge interest from businesses of all sizes for cross-border payments and digital asset custody solutions. The UAE's digital economy is vibrant and incredibly dynamic, and we're looking forward to working with our regional partners, customers, and regulators to supercharge that growth. So we love to see this, and by the way, they do highlight all of the moves being made happening in the UAE. For an example, RLUSD's recognition by the DFSA builds on Ripple's continued momentum in the region, alongside the recent announcement of Zand Bank and Mamo as the first customers to adopt its regulated blockchain-enabled payments offering in the UAE. Ripple is also partnering with Control Alt to support the Dubai Land Department's pioneering real estate tokenization project, which will see real estate title deeds tokenized on the XRP ledger. Ripple, XRP, and RLUSD are taking over in the UAE, and this is huge. Now, to build on top of this, Reese Merrick, who is the managing director of Middle East and Africa at Ripple, did highlight this and said, amazing news. RLUSD has been approved by the DFSA, meaning full integration into Ripple payments in the DIFC. There is so much momentum for Ripple in the UAE in recent weeks. We're so excited to keep building here. Now, talking more so about Reese Merrick, let's go over here to this video clip that got posted by Riz XRP. Dubai Financial Services Authority is set to revolutionize cross-border payments for UAE financial institutions, corporates, and their customers. Check this out.
Congratulations on ticking all the boxes required by the DFSA and the DIFC. What does this mean for you and the team at Ripple?
Look, essentially, this is the first, we're the first blockchain-powered cross-border payment solution that have full approval and regulation to operate in the region, which is, extremely exciting, and certainly evidences the forward steps that this region are taking to allow innovation to be able to flourish. So what does that mean? That means that we're able to service FIs, payment service providers, exchange houses, and other corporates to be able to utilize blockchain and crypto with their cross-border settlement. And, being one of the largest hubs for cross-border settlement, we see a huge amount of interest there.
You said it, Reese. We are the hub word, that's
Absolutely.
for sure. How often do we use that at the moment? Look, Dubai long made plays of being a hub for aviation, a hub for tourism, a hub for this, a hub for financial services. A hub for blockchain at the moment, the UAE and Dubai, is that something we're seeing?
Absolutely. I think, we've seen so many advancements when it comes to regulation in this region, which first and foremost allows businesses, both international and kind of startups in the region, to operate and build products with clarity. And, that certainly lacks in other jurisdictions. So what does that mean? That means that, the UAE is attracting a lot of talent. It's attracting a lot of international businesses. Ripple are a global business, but we're really planting the flag in the UAE because we have that level of support from top down in the region.
So yeah, when we think about what's really going on here, I do think that Number one, let's go back a few years ago. This is not new for Ripple to be taking over in the UAE. Ripple has always been focused on these key areas because of how big they are becoming, not only around cross-border payments, but because of the acceptance of crypto in these regions. This is perfect for Ripple and XRP at this current moment where the landscape around crypto is changing significantly in the US as well. Why is this important to focus on? Well, because all of these moves being made in the UAE are signaling to the US, guess what? Now is the time to get this right. And by the way, it seems as though the US is starting to recognize this. How do we know? Well, because of this video. The Genius Act saves the dollar. 50 million Americans holding crypto and counting are watching. Yes, they are. And the Genius Act is going to be a huge driver of major moves being made around stablecoins in the US. And you could guarantee that Ripple with RLUSD are going to be focused on. Why? Because Ripple already met with the Trump admin in the summer of 2024 prior to Trump winning the election. Then they met with Trump not once, but twice after. And on top of that, the fact that Ripple has that New York Department of Financial Services trust charter under their belt is a huge step, like I said before, above all the rest stablecoin issuers, including Circle. But check this out.
But you've heard from people in the crypto industry, I imagine some of your friends who have said that some of these coins and what's happening may undermine a little bit of what's happening because people are questioning it, right?
I have not heard that from anyone, actually. What I hear from those people is like, thank you for doing this. You're giving us the legitimacy that we fought for so long. And this isn't just a conservative issue, Joe. I mean, these are highly libertarian people. This is actually one of those 50 million holders of some sort of crypto, whether it's Bitcoin, stables, ETH, Sol, whatever it may be. There's 50 million in America, and they're not all right-wing. These are people who just believe in freedom. They've seen what's happening, and they're looking for a corollary and a response.
I got one more for you, which goes to, do you believe, if you believe in the U.S. dollar, which I think we all want to believe in, do we think that crypto, Bitcoin in particular, but crypto writ large, can ultimately undermine it?
Actually, I think the opposite. When you look at what's going on with so many of the stable coins, and as you create utility and those things happen, what we're doing with USD1, it's literally one-to-one backed with the U.S. Treasuries. If you look at some of these big, stable coins, they're literally some of the biggest buyers of U.S. Treasuries in the world, replacing a lot of the countries that would have been traditionally doing that. So if we want to keep borrowing and spending the way we do for some of these projects, I don't necessarily agree with all of that either. I think these stable coins are actually going to be the savior of dollar hegemony in the world, not a detractor from it. I think that goes without question. If you look at even companies like Tether, I think they're the fourth largest holder of U.S. Treasuries in the world. What we're going to do with USD1, I mean, this is billions and billions of dollars of treasuries that other countries who have not necessarily been good actors or who have taken advantage of those things over the years have said they're going to back away from to try to create their own kind of currency to eliminate sort of, the petrodollar, whatever it may be. I think stablecoins could be the savior of U.S. currency.
And yeah, listen, when we think about what stablecoins are doing for the US dollar, it's expanding digital dollar reach around the world. Even RLUSD being adopted in a big way in the UAE like this, you got to remember that this is expanding digital dollars within the UAE. Ripple is planting major seeds in the world right now with digital dollars. These markets and these seeds that are being planted by Ripple are going to flourish in a huge way. And what does that mean? Well, that means that RLUSD is going to expand rapidly, and the volume that we will see around RLUSD will accelerate and multiply over the coming months and years, which means the underlying networks that RLUSD is issued on, and in this case, XRPL and Ethereum, they are going to also see a significant amount of volume and value transact it on these networks, which will impact the gas token in a positive way. This is very exciting. We're seeing some huge moves, and I could not be any more happier about all of these stablecoin initiatives happening right now around RLUSD and all of these moves being made through Ripple. And it's at a time where the Genius Act is nearly upon us. So what better time to go all in on stablecoin initiatives than now for Ripple? And I think that this is one of many more announcements that we will see going forward. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.